podcast, it's revealed. For the breakdown, let's ignite. Black and gold, we're taking flight. Every story, every fight. For the breakdown, every night.
What's going on, Boiler Nation? It is Thursday night. It's February 20th, 2025. Brand new episode of the Boiler Breakdown podcast, streaming live on the Boiler Breakdown Facebook page and YouTube account. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you haven't already, so you know when we're going live with our newest episode. I'm Tanner Lee, co-host Evan Webb in the house. Webby, it has been a little while. We've kind of been on a little hiatus. We've had illnesses run through the houses. We've had schedule conflicts. The last time Boiler Breakdown even recorded, it was me and good friend of the show, Aaron Lynch. That was between the Iowa win and before the USC win. So the last time you and I did one was back in January.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why Purdue's been on the skid. I think it's just we haven't been the normal crew hasn't been together. I think that's the issue. So we apologize, everybody. That's our fault.
I guess we're gonna have to take the brunt on our shoulders, I guess. But yeah, since we've talked, Purdue went from first place in the Big Ten to fourth place, and the season has kind of taken a 360 turn in just a week. Lost at Michigan in a close one. Lost at home to Wisconsin, a game that ended up being decided by 10 points. And then lost up at Michigan State on Tuesday night by 9 points. So, it's interesting to look at it. You can take it as a glass half full perspective, glass half empty perspective. The glass half full perspective, I guess, when you take a step back and look at it. Purdue has lost to 3 teams that are above them in the Big Ten standings, 3 teams that are ranked in the top 25. But at the same time, I think there's definitely some worries and some red flags out there and during this 3-game losing streak as well. And a 3-game losing streak that luckily as Purdue fans we're not too familiar with, being the last time it's occurred under Matt Painter was the 2019-2020 season.
Which isn't really a team you want to be associated with, because that was a team that was probably going to miss or was going to miss the NCAA tournament, barring, a Big Ten tournament run, which didn't have a whole lot of faith in that one. We're definitely spoiled the fact this is the first time we've had this, and before there was ever a pandemic that we knew what that ever was. But yeah, definitely frustrating. Obviously, like you said, they're good team, really good teams. Which obviously eating my words now because I've been kind of on the Michigan State's not that good train, and boy, they're like dumb right now. I felt really bad after they beat Illinois at Illinois on, was it Sunday or Saturday night?
Saturday. Yep.
And I was like, oh boy. Okay. So I thought Illinois was going to just walk all over them after what had happened up at East Lansing, where they barely lost. Jeffrey Anderson did Jeffrey Anderson special that game. I thought, Illinois is just going to come out pissed off and just bury these dudes. And did not happen at all. And I was like, oh boy.
And they were up 16. Illinois got up 16 in that game.
Yeah, and blew a lead. Yeah.
Illinois got their own problems right now.
They do. Yeah. But yeah, this 3-game losing streak, it's been, in the moment, I'm really mad, obviously, we want that 3-peat really badly, but then they kind of take a step back. It's if in October, if we told ourselves, hey, and in late February, Purdue's going to be, in top 4 of the Big Ten, fighting for a chance for a 3-peat. I think looking at probably a 4 seed right now in the NCAA tournament, I think we would have taken that every day and twice on Sunday. But it's just kind of as the season goes on, expectations change. Just a couple weeks ago, we were first place in the Big Ten, like you said, right before we kind of went on our little hiatus. It's crazy about Big Ten basketball. It's crazy week to week how things change. One week you're on top of the world, the next you're like, oh my God, we're obviously gonna make the tournament, but you have those oh my God, we're even gonna win another game, and staring down not the best place to play on Sunday. That could be a 4th straight loss. So, and there's really no easy game left.
No, I mean, because even Rutgers, pure raw talent. They're as talented as about anybody in the
Yeah.
conference, at least with their two top studs. But
Mhm.
no easy game left. But yet, like, yeah, for anybody, you can't take the night off. I mean, I was, and I still am worried to an extent about next Friday night's home game against UCLA. But
Mhm.
then they lose a home game the other night to Minnesota. You're like,
Mhm.
well, okay. And like I
Yeah.
said, Illinois is on a skid right now. Indiana, it's gonna be. I expect Purdue to walk into a buzzsaw of an environment Sunday, just because, of course,
Oh, yeah.
Purdue and Indiana, and Purdue has owned the rivalry for the last decade, and this is Indiana's last chance. I think
Yep.
if Purdue beats Indiana on Sunday, Indiana's tournament hopes are done and buried.
Yeah.
Because they have a somewhat easy schedule remaining, but that does them no favors right now. They
Right.
need quad one wins.
Yeah. Yeah. They still have their West Coast trip. They've been really close, and for a lot of games, that's
Sure.
probably, I don't know if that's what's holding up their NCAA tournament results. I don't think they really deserve to be up there, but
I don't understand. I don't understand
Yeah.
how they're even on the bubble. They got a good win at Michigan State and a decent win at Ohio State. Besides that, what have
he's
you
currently
done?
getting curb stomped by Northwestern at home. So
Yeah, well, so what have you done? Non-conference, you beat Providence, South Carolina. Okay. I mean,
both teams suck.
it just blows my mind. I don't understand. That's why, like,
Yeah, they
a buddy of ours texted me the other night. He's like, "Man, if we lose out, do you think we'd make the tournament?" I'm like, "I still think we'd make the tournament. If you're telling me
Yeah.
Indiana's on the bubble, 19
Yeah.
wins for Purdue, I still think Purdue's in."
Yeah, and the fact that they went from like not even really in the consider, like they were like in the next four out at best, and like at the back half of that, but then all of a sudden they beat Michigan State, which obviously is a great win. Purdue couldn't do that.
Sure.
I
Sure.
think they caught Michigan State at a great time, which again goes back to not who you play, but when you play them. I think that's an important thing. And
Gene Katie always said that.
yeah, but I think also goes into, that's what I get frustrated. I'm like, gosh, they beat Ohio State, they beat Michigan State, but again, it's like, do you think Michigan State was? I mean, yes, that was the game that they were hoping to. Izzo was hoping to beat, Bob Knight's all Big Ten record, and I would bet they probably thought, oh, we got this one in the bag. Indiana's wounded, like they're not who they. I mean, obviously they have a lot of talent, but whatever. I think they definitely caught them off guard versus when you got a team battling for the Big Ten championship coming in town, and a team that Purdue had beaten them 5 straight times, like. Just a whole different mindset getting ready for those two different types of games. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy one for sure. On Sunday, I'm not looking forward to it at all. Never do this year, especially.
No. And in the first matchup, Purdue got the win, and we talked about that, but it was a very close game. Actually,
Yep.
you weren't able to talk about that one. That was the podcast
true, yeah.
that Aaron joined. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I expect another dogfight on Sunday, 1:30 CBS. But Purdue better come out ready to play too. I mean, 3-game losing streak. You got to think the guys are gonna be pumped up and ready to get off their backs. But I've thought that the last 2 games,
yeah. As I texted
quite
you and
happen.
Andrew, the other day on Tuesday after the game. I was being my normal moody self after the loss and just kind of just yelling at everything. And
I was too.
and just like I'm saying,
my
like,
wife
God.
was telling me how unenjoyable I make college basketball season. I tried to warn her before the game. I'm like, you do realize Michigan State's my second least favorite team. Like, I'm like, I'm going to get pretty fired up tonight, win or lose. I tried
Send
to
her
warn
my
her.
way, and we'll show her how enjoyable it is to watch with you compared to me. No, but I was like, again, my wife being an IU grad, I was like, 4 straight losses coming on Sunday. I was just, being a horrible person.
I did the same thing. Yep.
My wife's like, well, you guys are gonna come out pissed off. Like, don't worry. I'm like, that should have been this game. Like, if anything, it should have been this game. Should have been Wisconsin after we lost, at Michigan, and it hasn't.
When we were up 9 against Wisconsin, we were up 10 against Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan State, we never got up that many. But yeah. Who's Johnny on YouTube? Good question here. How come we are not getting lawyer open looks? I mean, I'm not one that breaks down film or anything like a lot of people out there. I'm sure they're trying. I'm sure they're trying.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it's a combination of defense. Maybe,
I mean, you look at Michigan State has one of the best defensive backcourts in the conference, if not the country. So I think knowing what Purdue is like, they're going to take. I mean, they did a really good job of taking away Braden and Fletcher. I mean, you know,
Yep.
that we knew Michigan State was going to play one-on-one in the post. They've done that. They did that against Zach Edey. Like, they're definitely going to do that
Yeah.
against Draykoff and Wren.
Yep.
So you knew that was going to be a thing. But I guess one of those things, it's kind of like we've seen in years past. It's like, you know, let the post do what it does, take away everybody else. I mean, it's kind of what we saw UConn do in the national championships. Like, let Edey get 45 and take away Fletcher and Braden, and then there it is. Like, it's obviously, you know, Purdue's trying to do that, you know, trying to counteract that. But again, like, I mean, these other teams have scholarship players too, and they're really good. And Izzo's obviously a hell of a coach for a reason.
Well, and look back on the years that we beat Michigan State. You know, one year I remember, and even Isaac ate against Michigan State, but they still made other people step up and hit shots. One year it was Aaron Wheeler hitting 3 threes in a row, got Purdue going. Of course, Rafe Davis back in the day. Evan Boudreau, the 1920 season got going. So they make other guys beat you. And unfortunately, right now for Purdue, nobody else is stepping up in that role.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a lot of like guys. I mean, like Fletcher played. I mean, I thought Fletcher actually played pretty well, especially on defense. He didn't get credit for a lot of things, but I thought he played pretty well defensively, and it just couldn't get the shots that we needed. But it's just we just haven't had other people step up. We've seen Jakari in spurts. We've seen, you know, CJ in spurts, but nothing like really consistent. You know, I thought Caleb First has played, you know, pretty well over this season. But no one that's going to like kind of be that, like, you know, like kind of we saw with CJ against Alabama in the year. He came in and just like hits 3 threes right away and kind of all of a sudden like takes the pressure off some guys. But yeah, going with Mitch here, that was one thing I was getting mad at Michigan State. It just seemed like a lot of guys were just hesitant to shoot, which just gave me flashbacks to FDU. So, but I think, I mean, again, and this is the thing with every Big Ten every year, but like, I mean, Purdue's gonna have 10 foes that have, or 10 teams this year that are gonna have 5+ days of rest against Purdue, and Purdue, you know, because of who they are and who they want people want them in the prime time spots. So Purdue's had to play a lot of games in a lot of short time. So hopefully this extended little break, and then obviously, you know, after Sunday we don't play again until Friday. Hopefully that kind of, you guys can get a nice reset. I think they just need to practice. I think this is the biggest thing. But yeah, it's just kind of, we knew, I mean, before the season started, looking at this schedule, that this part, what we're part right now, is probably gonna be the toughest stretch all year, and it's proven to be that. Obviously we didn't think Michigan was gonna be as good as they are. Same with Michigan State, but still, it's never easy to go on the road in the Big Ten.
I think Wisconsin's the best team in the conference
right now. Yeah, for sure, I would agree.
I think they're better Michigan State, but
yeah,
just the way they score the ball.
Yeah, Michigan gives me pause because they turn it over so much. Michigan State, just because they just don't shoot threes and they can't shoot threes. Right. So I think,
they can beat you on the glass, though. They're tough to beat.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I think had Purdue not turned it over as much, I think that's the game. Because when Purdue made them play in the half court and made them work, like, it usually worked out pretty well for Purdue. But it was just those, you know, pick sixes that just got the game got away from Purdue, and obviously Trey getting in foul trouble yet again. That's kind of been in the bugaboo. His second foul wasn't a foul on him. Yeah,
right.
But
right.
It is what it is.
I mean, Purdue's got 2 what I consider All-Americans. I don't know if Trey Kaufman will make the All-American team. He should. I mean, heck, you can make a
He's our best player right now. Well, yeah,
you can make a good case. He might deserve Big Ten Player of the Year over Braden Smith if it's between those guys.
He's the most
you can make a
consistent.
case.
Yeah.
You can make a case, but so, you know, most teams would absolutely kill to have both those guys, even if they didn't have any other options. I think Purdue still got a solid third option, Fletcher Lawyer, even though he's been inconsistent at times. My biggest concern is who else is going to step up. We've seen in spurts, but nobody's become consistent. We got to have guys hit shots, whether it's Jakari, CJ, Miles, and Cam, who get open looks all the time and just have no confidence right now. Going forward these next 4 games and then on to postseason, just got to start hitting some open shots. I mean, that's one of the big difference between Miles and Cam from now and back in November. They were hitting shots. Now they're just not.
And I hope hoping that, you know, these last 2 games, you know, Wisconsin, you know, Colvin was able to knock some down. Granted, they were kind of late, didn't really matter, but hopefully just seeing the ball go in helped. And then obviously Cam had quite a few, even a few that didn't count that went in. So hopefully
Yeah.
hopefully that kind of, again, just sometimes just seeing the ball go in is huge. And we see it all the time against Purdue, where it's, some random Joe Schmo like Fiddler who has made a 3-pointer in a month and a half, hits one, all of a sudden like the basket's the size of the ocean for some of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And who's Johnny's saying here? Lawyers averaging 14 a game, Smith 16, TKR 19, the rest single digits. I would be shocked if there's tons of teams that have 4 guys averaging double digits. But I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Definitely have to have other guys step up. Mitch Melton here on Facebook is the officiating getting to their heads. I hate blaming losses on the refs, but there were some pretty big swing calls in both Michigan and MSU games. Heidi's back-to-back fouls to end the night were fouls you can call every possession, both sides. No, I agree. I hate blaming on officials, but I thought Purdue got hosed at Michigan, shooting 8 free throws to 26. MSU, I thought MSU got more of the fair whistle, but you expect down the road. But yes, some of them.
Purdue got, like the whole trade
were just head scratchers.
Yeah, and then there's even like Robbie, which people hate on Robbie for being anti-Purdue, which I'm sure it's a tough job for him, but like I think it was Trey's first foul. He's like, you can call that every time down, like if you really wanted to, like stuff like that, it was that, and then Heidi's moving screen call. He's like, he's moving because he got hit. So like and then obviously his last one was an absolute joke. But yeah, that one
I turned it off by that point because I was about ready to break something.
Yeah. It's I hate, obviously as someone who complains about officials all the time, I don't like blaming officials, but the Michigan game there was a legit gripe. Just the fact that again, Trey averages like he's almost at 50% free throw rate, and didn't shoot a single free throw, and like put up like 19 shots. Like that's just ridiculous. The fact that Caleb first gets a foul call when he's trying to dunk the ball, like when Vlad Golden should win an Oscar for his performance in that. Like just stuff like that.
That one ref overruled the other one.
Exactly. Yeah. That game you had some serious gripes. I didn't get a chance to watch Wisconsin.
A few calls. There was one real bad push off. But to be honest, when the Wisconsin kid got kicked out, I thought it should have been flagrant 1, not a 2. So
everything on Twitter. I couldn't watch the game. Obviously, it was my wife and your birthday. So we had a little party while you were sick on the couch.
My wife was real sick. I was sick. My wife was real sick.
Yeah, so I couldn't watch that, but Twitter said like that should not have been an ejection for that play.
No.
Going back to the question, I think
it killed Purdue because the kid who came in for him, the walk-on, killed us. So
but I think it does get. I think Trey especially. You kind of saw it when he got called for a second foul that was on Caleb. Like he just like lost it. Like Trey's a guy who's pretty even.
He's been animated out there.
He's been very animated. So I wonder if that's getting to him. He's like getting called for a tech, honestly.
I know.
He was acting. It was pretty bad. But you have to think like it's got a bit, you got to think that like that's him being hesitant. Johnny says, Caleb had 1 rebound against State. Yeah, Lawyer had 5. Yeah, at one point,
Braden led the team with 6. You can't have that.
At one point, Lawyer and Braden were leading the team in rebounds.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah,
not against
guys have hit in the wall. It's expected. Especially like you can talk about a guy like First, like he hasn't really played in 2 years, so it's like he's kind of not used to playing this much. I think that Michigan State, you could just tell Braden was working so hard just to get anything to go. So I think that's got to take a toll on him. But yeah, it's just we talk like we're in 9th place in Big Ten, we're in 4th right now. So I'm trying to
right.
Obviously, this could all we go into Bloomington and put a hurt on them, and like this, everything's going to turn around and be great. But yeah, it's frustrating for sure. But
it is.
I don't think I'm not calling for anybody to leave or transfer.
The sky's not falling, but it's just frustrating because we're in kind of uncharted territory here for the past 5 years. And speaking of guys leaving, Who's Johnny does have a question here that I think we'll field more here in next coming weeks. Yes. Do you think we will have any player that hits the portal?
Yes, nobody important.
But I would say yes. If you look over the roster numbers, I would say at least one guy.
Yes, I think there are a few, and they don't play any significant minutes. So that's what I'm going to say. I don't expect anything on that.
one of them might have played a little bit the other night for the first time.
Yeah.
In a while.
I
He
hate
did all
speculating
right.
on that. Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
speculating on this kind of stuff because I love all these guys. I don't want anyone to leave. But
It's
yeah,
more of a after season discussion, probably.
yeah. It's no, I'm not.
Um,
And then what annoys me too is like everyone like you see on the boards all the time of like this is why Painter should have got a transfer. It's like
No.
and as someone I think it was Casey Barley brought up a good point on the old Goat show before the Michigan State game. It's like if you looked at the roster, like Painter didn't have a chance to take a transfer because before mid-June we were actually oversigned by one, and then Cannon left, and then obviously Jacobson getting hurt changes things.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. Second damn game of the
Yeah.
year. Nobody saw that coming. And I don't know how good he would have been right now, but he would have been a rim
Right.
protector. So
Yeah, I mean, who
Yeah.
knows? Like Brian Newbert says, like Vlad Golden probably could have put him in a body cast the way how physical he is, like, and just being older, which is we kind of expected going into the year of like, I mean, you saw him in the first game, and he's just a string bean, but hopefully he's putting on some weight.
Yep, we'll just have to see next year. Don't know what to expect out of him. Logan Hop on YouTube. Luckily, Braden won't be defended like that the rest of the season.
Shouldn't be. UCLA's guards pretty well.
Yeah.
And then I think Indiana will still guard him pretty well. I mean, Trey Galloway's a really good defender. And Miles Rice is really quick, so you never know.
Yeah, hopefully Miles plays like he did at Mackey with a big old goose egg, and
yeah,
hopefully Galloway doesn't play like he did at Mackey. He played pretty darn good on the offensive side.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Always is. It's gonna be Mike Woodson's last time against Purdue unless they face in the Big Ten tournament, because even if Indiana would somehow miraculously make the tournament, he's already said he's done. So
yep.
So there. Got to get the ball out of Braden's hand. Braden had a tough game the other night, 6 turnovers. I think at times he's trying to do too much.
Oh, 100%. Especially
at times.
Yeah, there's that one point where the lineup was Braden and everybody from the bench. So it's like they just didn't have anybody who could.
Sophomores of Braden. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he just felt like he had to do something. So that's tough. Which, I mean, again, I don't know if part of it is him trying, especially, I mean, more so when it's like him with the starters out there. It's like when he tries to do too much, it's like, is he trying to get other guys involved to get their confidence up and also take the pressure off him? Sometimes you're just like, dude, just shoot it, like take over.
Yeah,
there's a few times I think even it happened with CJ too, where he drove and he had a nice shot rim and he just tried to give it up and it was a turnover. It's like, just go up with it. I know it's easier said than done when you're in amongst the trees, but yeah, that was just some frustrating, especially because it was kind of like Braden freshman year where he would jump up and have nowhere to go, and we saw that with Ivy a lot too in his freshman year, is trying to drive the lane, jump up in the air, and nowhere to go, and then the ball ends up in the opposing person's hands.
Yeah, and it wasn't even so much our offense the last couple games; it's our defense.
Yeah,
our defense the last 3 games has not been like it had been the last month. It just
right. Yeah, which is it comes with playing better competition, but also just people that have some. I mean, Wisconsin's always very sound. They
good
play
coaches
smart.
too.
Good coaches, side. Yeah, and then Michigan State. This is the closest to a Michigan State team and that you're used to in a long time. I remember, I think there was in the second half, Fletcher had a corner 3, missed it, and they took the rebound, and just got a wide open layup. I was like, that's the Michigan State I remember watching growing up, just stuff like that. And and I remember playing high school basketball, we would try to emulate that of when the ball goes to the hoop or whatever, you take the ball and you go. But yeah, it was just, I mean, good teams, and unfortunately it just didn't go Purdue's way.
Mitch Melton, good thing about Braden is when he has had a bad game like that, he usually comes back on fire the next game. And I think he's going to hear it from the crowd Sunday, and that's usually good.
Oh yeah.
If he gets pissed off, he makes the opponents pay. So I hope they do say things to fire him up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Who's Johnny? What position do you guys think we will get in the tournament? I'm thinking we drop to a 4 seed. Right now, I still wouldn't be shocked if a lot of bracketologists have Purdue as a 3 seed, but a 3 or 4 I think would be safe right now. I mean, there are 4 games left in the regular season. A lot can happen. They probably have to win all 4 and maybe a game in the Big Ten tournament to even think probably about a 2 again, but that's just my assumption.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts around the country.
Yeah, if they're a 3, they're probably the last 3 right now. Definitely that Midwest bracket definitely probably in
Has
jeopardy.
Lenardi come out with a bracketology this week?
I was gonna look at that.
I can Google it right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up on Twitter.
I got bracketology up right here. Maybe you'll probably beat me to it.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Wait, is this it?
Right now,
you got it. I've got it. See if we can.
Purdue's not in the Midwest. Kentucky's the 3 seed in the Midwest.
Purdue's a 3 seed in the West.
West. Yep.
Yeah, playing in Cleveland, which for the first
wouldn't be bad.
Wouldn't be bad from a standpoint.
San Francisco. San Francisco's a little far away, but
yeah. But actually, I mean, there's a lot of Purdue fans out west, so there's that.
I don't mind that matchup. Those matchups, though.
No, yeah, in the Midwest, you have Kentucky at the 3 seed, Michigan at the 4 seed, Illinois at the 6 seed. As I kind of texted you guys in the group chat, you and Andrew, is like, I think right now Wisconsin and Michigan are definitely getting the Midwest, probably the Midwest lean right now, just because obviously they've beaten Purdue. In the Midwest, Nebraska.
He doesn't have Wisconsin in the Midwest, though.
He doesn't. No, Michigan is the 4 though, so that's probably Wisconsin is a. Where is it? Where are they?
I am not. Oh, they're 3 in the South, but playing in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, then there would be Atlanta. So.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about Milwaukee. So they'll probably try and keep that helps Purdue out in the fact that another Big Ten team won't be vying for the Midwest in that, that 2 through 5 range. Yeah, I don't hate that bracket.
Steve Tater Swingle on YouTube. The other teams fighting for 3 seeds haven't been doing great lately either. Yeah, there's a lot of teams taking some tough L's out there in the country, kind of on that 2, 3, and 4 and 4 seed line. Absolutely. I mean, who was it last night? Alabama got beat by Missouri last night.
Yeah. Yep. I think that knocked Alabama off. No, they're still a 1 seed in the Midwest. Never mind.
And Steve said he's much more interested in who else would be in Purdue's bracket over what their seed is. Yeah. It's all about matchups. Yep. Who's Johnny? I think Duke is the team to beat right now. Gillis might get back to the championship. Oh yeah, Duke, Auburn. I put them over anybody. I know Florida and Alabama are 1 seeds right now, according to Lenardi as well. But I think Duke and Auburn, when playing the best, are the best 2 teams in the country.
Yeah. Going back to our conversation earlier, Lenardi has IU as the first team in the next 4 out. So the first 4. So he's got last 4.
I don't understand.
Last 4 buys are Texas, West Virginia, BYU, and Vanderbilt. Last 4 in San Diego State, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Wake Forest. First 4 out, VCU, Georgia, SMU, North Carolina. Next
Carolina shouldn't even been in that.
No, it should not even be in the conversation. ACC sucks too.
4 teams, and one of those is Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Awful.
And then next 4 outs, Indiana, Xavier, Kansas State. Which Kansas State, they can make some noise here late. They've been
they should. They got a lot of money on that roster.
Yeah.
But BYU blew Kansas out, but Kansas is free falling. I don't know.
There was I saw a tweet. I meant to send to our group chat with all of our other friends because we all hate Hunter Dickinson, but it was like Bill Self's record, like Big 12 record and overall record with Hunter Dickinson's like, I don't know, like a little over 500, 600 win. But then like you look at like his like the rest of his career, he's like a well over 700% winning percentage. Like Hunter Dickinson's cancer.
Yep. Yeah, Catchings isn't getting a ton of run at BYU right now, but I think he's gone anyways after this year. But maybe not. No. Steve, IU's still there because the net really rewards teams for no bad losses. IU's worst loss is probably at Iowa.
That's true.
Or probably at Iowa. I was gonna say, or maybe at Nebraska, but I don't know if Lenardi still has Nebraska in after
he does.
He does. That's a 10.
They're a 10 seed playing in Wichita, which like
they got ran off out of the gym last night at Penn State. So or Tuesday was it? No, that was last night.
It was last night. Yeah, that's true. The net confuses me because Ohio State, Purdue's going to lose a quad 1 loss because Ohio State is lost by 21 at home to Northwestern without Brooks Barnhines or
And
whatever.
right now, Lenardi has Ohio State's a 9 seed.
Oh wow, yeah,
Playing number 8 seed UConn. Talk about scary 8 seed.
that's a scary 8 seed. Oh man, that's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you got USC at Maryland tipping off here in just a few seconds as we're recording this.
Yeah, by conference breakdown, SEC 13 according to Lenardi, 10 for the Big 10, 8 for the Big 12, 4 for the Big East, 4 for the ACC, 3 for the Mountain West, 2 for the WCC.
Yeah, when's the last time the ACC only had 4 teams in the tournament?
I don't ever recall.
And one of them not being North Carolina. But you've got Clemson, who's actually been pretty solid. Like they were solid last year.
Clemson, Duke, SMU, and Wake Forest.
Yeah.
SMU, one of the new members who just
actually they were first 4 out.
Oh, are they? My bad.
Them and North Carolina were first 4 out.
Oh, so you're right. So who's the other team?
Let's see here.
The ACC.
Let's see. So you got Duke, Wake Forest,
Clemson,
and then
Louisville.
Oh, Louisville, yeah. Yeah. That's
Crazy.
wild.
Crazy. Steve here on YouTube, losing catching hurts more because he left so late. Painter couldn't hit the portal to replace his spot.
I don't think he would have anyways because that was a full roster at that point. Because with catchings on the team, we were over one, so somebody was going to have to go off scholarship. So I don't think Portal was ever really in the cards for the offseason just because of that size of that class.
It's going to be interesting to see how the bracket breaks the next couple of weeks and the Big Ten tournament bracket because there will be 3 teams that don't make it. So
yeah, as of right now, let me refresh this app to make sure that it catches up with the current game. So if the season ended today, Penn State, Washington, and Northwestern would miss the Big Ten tournament.
Probably pretty fitting.
Yeah. You've got Rutgers and Iowa both have 10 losses. Northwestern and Washington have 11 losses, and Penn State has 12 losses. So they're all kind of right there.
Good on Minnesota for kind of playing their way out of there for at least right now.
I like Ben Johnson. He's got a tough deal up there. And that, as one of our buddies said last night, like if they didn't get pillaged by the portal, they could be a tournament team right now because they've got. I mean, Nelson Garcia is a really good player. He'd probably be up for Big Ten Player of the Year if he didn't play on a bad team. But yeah, good for them. That good win on the road. Going out west and getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yep. Like who's Johnny said, Ben Johnson's done well with what he has. Yep. Definitely has. I thought they were pretty much cooked in the middle of January, but he's got them to stick together and play hard. So, which is good. What are your keys to the game for Sunday?
Obviously, turnovers, can't let them get fast breaks.
Yeah.
Get that place going. That's a recipe for disaster. I think they're going to go down low a lot with Ballo and Renew. I think just like not letting guys like Goody or Mbako get going from deep is going to be huge because if those guys
like
get
they
going
did last time.
Yeah, if those guys get going, it's going to be really tough. It's really, really tough.
Yeah, it's hard to do on the road, but if Purdue could come out and punch them in the face, maybe they quit a little bit. I mean, we've seen it done. Illinois went in there, did it.
Yeah,
that was back in January, but
right.
We gotta play better defense. I can't let the easy. The other night it was just Lob City. You saw it come from a mile away. Against Wisconsin, it was Wisconsin hitting tough shots as the shot clock expired, or cooking Purdue backdoor for layups and dunks towards the end of the shot clock. So gotta get that buttoned up somehow. And of course, but this goes for every game. Make your open shots. But
that's the key thing.
Because I still think they'll get open looks. Open looks. So.
And the way that IU plays defense, like their defense is designed to get open looks to give up open looks. So it's like if they're there, you got to hit them. If they're not there, then it's could be a long night. Yeah,
the bench has to come to play. Can't throw up a goose egg or anything like that. Got to get back on transition D. Looking at some of these comments, Steve, at this point, I'd like to see Painter give Smith, Lawyer, and TKR more rest and give more run to the other guys. See if they can get more confidence and experience heading into the NCAA tournament. I think he just wants to win. He's going to do whatever.
That's something you do in December. Like at this point now, it's like you can't have. I mean, at this point, you have to have Braden out there with either Fletch or Trey. You can't have Braden out there by himself with all the freshmen because it's just.
I wouldn't mind him getting maybe 2 to 3 minutes of rest of the game. I think playing him 40 minutes, he is going to wear out.
Yeah, I mean, you do it kind of the NBA does, where it's like maybe like when you're coming up on a TV timeout, like within a minute or two, like take him out so that way he gets those 2 minutes and then plus the TV timeout to get a rest. That's what they always do in the NBA. But yeah, it's like you gotta have you can't have those guys sit for very long because I mean they're our offense right now and you gotta need somebody to do it. But it's
it's gonna be an interesting one. I wish we were playing somebody different. Going into a game on a 3-game losing streak, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a team that Purdue has owned for a good part of the last decade plus, but both teams kind of desperate in different ways right now. And I that's weird to say that about Purdue, but as much as I love the 3-peat, I've kind of put that in the back of my mind. I wanted to keep the double bye streak going in the Big Ten tournament. And I know some people really put importance on Big Ten tournament, other people don't, but I think that streak of having that every year since the double bye became a thing is really damn impressive. And I just want Purdue to keep that going. So I think Burgess is getting a lot of flack from the fans, and it's not really fair. I mean, he's a freshman. I would like to see a little more production at times. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, Matt plays him for a reason. Didn't redshirt for a reason, even though I know the player and their families get the last call on the red shirts. But we're gonna need him down the stretch.
Yeah,
he or Will Berg. Yeah, either one.
And it's tough too. Again, in a era of college basketball where like you're playing against. I mean, like again on Saturday or Sunday, going up against Bala, who's played college basketball forever. It feels like he's a grown man, and Burgess is a freshman. Like he was playing. Yeah. Actually, didn't even really play high school basketball this year because he was hurt. Like he barely played last year. So, I think he'll be fine. I mean, again, like I remember people hitting on Fletcher his freshman year, and then all of a sudden last year he, helped us get to a Final Four. So I'm not too worried. They'll be, and again with Burgess, like working with Brantley over the summer, like Brantley is one of the best in the biz. So I'm not too worried. Yep. It just takes time.
Yep. I guess we can get to our bold prediction, our score prediction, our MVP for Sunday.
Score prediction. I guess I need to see. I can't remember what the score was for the last time these two met.
We won by 5, right?
5, yeah. Purdue won. That was in January.
Yeah. January 31st.
Yeah, 81-76. My prediction was a close one. He's gonna hate it. It's like 75-71, I think, is gonna be about where it's gonna be at. Play of the game. I'm going. I mean, it sounds easy, but I think Braden. I think he takes this game obviously really seriously. He's gonna really kind of feed off of the energy of that crowd. I think he has a really awesome game. I don't know if maybe this team, hopefully they didn't take them lightly last time, but you never know. Again, like where Indiana was coming into that game, again, like it's not like it was, Alabama coming in. Like you never know. Like maybe they didn't take them as seriously. Who knows? Maybe especially like some of the younger guys, but now it's like, hey, like you barely escaped. Like you got lucky in that game to win. And so I think hopefully they come out ready, and obviously Assembly Hall's no cupcake, even no matter how much success Purdue's had there in the last decade. Bold prediction.
What do you think the line will be?
Ooh, I think maybe Purdue like 3.5. I don't think it's gonna be.
I was thinking about 2.
I think it's gonna be pretty low. I don't think IU will be favored, but if I
would be surprised if they would be.
But if it's Purdue by more than 5, I'll be shocked.
Oh yeah.
Especially coming off a 3-game losing streak. Bold prediction. Ooh, okay. Why not? Heidi and Colvin combine for at least 5 threes.
And that's assuming Colvin plays.
That's true. I totally forgot. Yeah, he may have.
But we
No
haven't
idea.
seen anything. We haven't seen anything
Yeah.
about us. So
Yeah.
he looked loopy after that pick, though. But
Yeah,
if Colvin and Heidi hit combined 5 threes, I feel really good about Purdue's chances. Really good.
Yeah.
About Purdue's chances. Steve's going with Purdue 69, IU 60. I'm going 75-70. I had that in my mind before you even made your close score there. I just think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a dogfight.
Yeah. I don't know. Just Steve's comment makes me think. He says slog. It's like it can't be any worse than 2019 when it was what, like 49, 47. I forgot.
Matt Harm's tipping, baby.
Yeah,
that popped up on my Facebook today because I put it as my profile picture of him tipping in over Juwan Morgan. Yeah, I was that guy 6 years ago.
It's been 10 years since the John Noctius baptized Colin Hartman or whatever his name is.
Stop. Yeah, you're right.
Crazy.
Stop. That's crazy.
I was studying abroad then, and so I in 6-hour time difference where I was in Spain, where I was living, and like I tried to catch games. A lot of times I couldn't because of the time difference, because it was on at like 3 or 4 in the morning during the week. I couldn't watch the first Indiana game because also I wasn't like, that was kind of before I really did much with like any illegal streaming like that. So I had to go to bed before the first game and just like wake up and just check my phone and not. But for the at IU game, my dad propped up his iPad and we FaceTimed, and I watched the whole game off FaceTime. So when John Noctius did that dunk, again, it was like 4:30 in the morning or something like that. Like I had to, like, the sheer willpower took me to not like scream my head off in my home, because I was living with a family at the time. Like, to not wake the whole house up was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, that's a moment Purdue fans will always remember for sure.
Yeah. Who's
Johnny's going with the Boilers 76-72. My player of the game is going to probably shock everybody, and it's not. I'm not saying he's going to be the lead scorer or anything for Purdue, but I'm going with Caleb first. I'm looking like at a 12-8 game out of 12 points, 8 rebound type game.
Last time
playing Caleb, and just makes an impact, makes some hustle plays, plays that don't get always noticed or in the box score, but winning plays. I think he bounces back, has a good game. Bold prediction: Purdue will have 5 or less turnovers.
Oh, okay.
Like to take care of the ball.
I'm curious to see how many Purdue fans show up, because of, a month ago, it was, when Purdue was kind of rolling, it was like, and IU was really struggling. It's like, man, Purdue, Purdue fans should buy up all the, people were selling their tickets. Like, Purdue should buy up all those tickets. So I'll be curious to see what the Purdue fan base is.
Yeah.
But
well, shout out to the Purdue fans down in Indianapolis right now watching Zach Edey's return to the state. Purdue basketball X account shared Edey hitting a 3 at the start of the game to sound like a home game for the Boilers.
Yeah.
So
cool. Actually, Pacers are up 7. Edey hasn't done much then. He's got 5 points. He does have 10 boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. He's the only starter not in double figures right now.
I wonder if it's weird for him wearing a red jersey in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if the Grizzlies did that to troll him a little bit. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if some of if Jal or Jalen Jackson, if they have any.
I wonder. I didn't even think to look if Edey and Jaren had any sort of bet for Tuesday's game. I'm surprised we didn't see Edey walking in with the Michigan State jersey or something.
That's a good point. I didn't see. I didn't check, but I'm sure if they would have,
we would have seen it. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Who's Johnny? We haven't had a 20-point game from Lawyer in a long time. Yeah, he's due. It'd be a great time to get it going Sunday. Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we pay some bills, thank you to everybody watching tonight and commenting. It's been great. Please make sure you're following us on all social media if you haven't already. That's Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram at Boiler Break Pod. And if you listen to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, wherever, please give us a 5-star rating and review. That really helps us out amongst the other Purdue podcasts out there. So doesn't take a lot of effort. It's free to do. So it just takes 30 seconds or so to go do that. So If you could do that, really appreciate it.
Tanner, I almost forgot something. I don't know what.
Yeah, I did too. I almost did too.
So for those who don't know, he does like 800 podcasts.
I do too many.
But on his other podcast with one of our other good friends, they started this new segment, which you see it a lot on social media.
Yeah.
But it's blind ranking a top 5.
Yep.
So on Tanner's other podcast, him or one of the other guests will give the other person a topic. There's going to be 5 choices, and the other person has to blind rank them 1 through 5 based off a certain criteria.
Without knowing what's coming next.
Knowing what's coming next. So once you put one, if you put one in the 3 spot, you can't.
Gotta live with it.
Gotta live with it. So,
oh boy,
listening to your podcast today, like I immediately had one come in my head. I don't know why it was this. Before I give you the topic, I want you to guess what it is. Just see if I'm.
Is it the 5 best Purdue players since 2000?
No.
Okay.
It is. It's so stupid, but I had fun with it. It is top 5 Purdue or West Lafayette establishments from our time as students.
Oh, I like this one. Okay.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to list 5.
All right.
They're all restaurants or places like that. And Tanner's going to have to rank them 1 through 5. And the criteria is based on your own personal preference or favorites. Like
experience. Okay.
Experience, maybe a certain memory from a certain place. You never know.
Yeah.
It's your life. Okay. Starting out. Number 1, coming in hot, Harry's Chocolate Shop.
Oh, good memories and bad memories.
Yep.
At Harry's. I think it got some other heavy hitters for me coming. So I feel good at putting Harry's at 3.
Okay. I also have my ranking, so I'll reveal at the end. Number 2, Triple X.
I'm actually putting Triple X at 5.
5. Okay.
I like it. But I got to be honest, as a student, I probably only ate there a handful of times.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Number 3, McDonald's off Stadium.
What I was not expecting. But Evan and I, one semester, we had.
I think it was like 2 semesters. It was multiple semesters. Yeah.
But Evan and I, to this day, both like McDonald's.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too easy. But so we had our schedules lined up to where we could have lunch together on Mondays. So we had McDonald's Monday every Monday, right there at the stadium, eating at McDonald's. So, oh man, I still, if I'm thinking right in my head what you got left for the other 2, I'm gonna put McDonald's at 4, but I might regret this.
Okay, so what you got? Harry's at 3.
Yep, McDonald's at 4 and Triple X at 5.
Okay. All right. Number 4, Monocle's Pizza off Highway 52.
Yes. I have to go number 1, honestly, because it was almost every Friday for like 2 years. It was me and my roommates, yourself, some of our other friends. Yep. A lot of money spent at Monocle's, so I'm taking that 1.
And then number 5, probably saw it coming, Jake's.
Yep. I'm good with that. Number 2. I was thinking about, I'm happy with that list. I'm happy with that list.
Okay, yeah. So you had number 1 Monocle's, number 2 Jake's, 3 Harry's, 4 McDonald's, 5 Triple X. Yep. Okay, and then I had honorable mentions on here. Obviously our good friends at Mad Mushroom.
Yes.
I didn't want to put them on there because I didn't want anyone to get
a little bias.
Yeah, a little bias. Yeah. Bruno's, obviously.
Yeah.
Classic. Then this one I couldn't. I'm such an idiot. I could not remember the name of this place. So my description is the Italian place in the Union that had a 50-50 shot of giving you a warm pizza after they warmed it up.
the Villa, baby. The Villa. Yeah.
That was our other
spot. Awesome piece of pizza or the worst piece of cardboard you ever ate.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my ranking, a little different. Number 1 is Harry's. Just the nostalgia,
sure.
Despite Tanner getting his face punched and nose broken there one time, which
makes for a good story.
Them
not letting you go in on your 21st.
Yeah. Yep. And then going over to Mad Mush and having some delicious food. Number 2 is Jake's. I mean, hot dogs. Are you kidding me? Free hot dogs? Are you kidding me?
Popcorn.
Popcorn?
Yep.
Yeah. Or Harry's popcorn. I'm a sucker for
What
popcorn.
I liked about Jake's, I know it gets crapped on by a lot of people, is like you could
That was our
usually get a
spot.
seat.
Yeah.
You could usually get a seat, and it was more just kind of relaxing than some of the other bars.
You could have a conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that
And their
was going
food
back
wasn't too bad either.
No, but I mean, yeah, going back to number 3 for me is Monocles. Again, a typical Friday would be Monocles with you and some of your roommates, and then going back to your apartment. What apartment do you live in? I can't remember the name of it or what it was.
It was either Campus Suites or College Station. They're both different. I lived at both of them, so I don't know which one it was.
Going back to the apartment, playing 2K more than likely or Madden for a few hours, and then going to Jake's, then going to Harry's, and that was a perfect night.
Yep.
Number 4 for me was Triple X. I went there more often than you. I think part of it was like, I mean, that's where my dad and I went the day of my graduation. So like that was just like kind of like just the classic Purdue place. And number 5, despite our McDonald's Mondays, was McDonald's one.
It's McDonald's. It's McDonald's.
Yeah. Although that one is always it was
good.
Consistent.
I mean,
very consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I still remember seeing a football player there the Monday after we lost Indiana one year, and he had to play the not so good play. Let's put it that way. That could have sealed the game. And I wanted to say something, but I didn't. And it wouldn't have been proper me. I was a manager the year prior. It wasn't that season, but I was the year prior. That wouldn't look good, but I'll never forget that. Steve, I never went to Purdue or lived in Lafayette, West Lafayette, but my parents and younger brothers lived there for about 20 years. The place I really liked was Spurlock's. Sadly, it closed several years back.
Okay, yeah.
Never went there, but I know what you're talking. I do know what you're talking about. I remember where it was. And Mitch Melton on Facebook, Jake's was my fave.
Yeah, that was
rest in peace.
Yeah, well, actually, it's back. It's just now in Lafayette.
Where Chumley's is?
Yeah, because I was thinking of other places. I almost put Chumley's on this list. I was like, we didn't really go. I didn't really go.
No, didn't go there enough. But
I almost put like Sergeant Preston's. That was a solid spot. I know you had family who worked there too. I was trying to like I was gonna put B-dubs from the Levy on there. And I would go there. Being a Bears fan, obviously, and living in Lafayette, where the news stations were coming out of Indy, like you didn't get as living in Indy, and so like if you went to B-dubs at the Levy on a Sunday afternoon, they would always do a they would do a contest, like whichever fan base was the loudest would get the in-restaurant audio for the game. That's and they would do like Colts, and you'd have some cheers, and they'd do Bears, and the whole place would yell. So we always get the Bears audio for the games. Yeah,
I spent a lot of time, especially the first 2 years of when I was in college, the pre-Peyton Manning era in Denver. I spent a lot of time at B-dubs and Wing Center. And I remember B-dubs my freshman year, and then they got rid of these. They had a little box you could request at your table for no charge, and you could dial it into the channel and have the box right there, the audio of the game, which was nice. Cool. Yeah, and then they got rid of those. I don't know why. I thought that was really genius, but yeah, Mitch. I was waiting for the cactus too.
Yeah,
I thought that was.
I thought about it, but I was just like, I thought of like I had the cactus.
I actually thought Jake's and Cactus were gonna be on there, not Monocles. So
yeah, because I had those, but then I was like, then I thought of like dumb stuff like the McDonald's off Stadium. I was like, because we went there all the time. I was like, I cannot not put this on there. And then same with like I was like, we went to Monocles.
A lot.
Every freaking Friday, like
a lot.
No, the cactus.
I mean, it's bad when the waitresses know you by name.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Well, it didn't help that we were like one of like 6 people in there all the time.
Very true.
But yeah, there was quite a few. Yeah, Cactus, obviously honorable mention. I didn't put them. I don't know why I didn't put them on honorable mention, but yeah. Cactus, 9 Irish. I love 9 Irish Brothers. That was more personal to me. I mean, I don't know if you went there very often, but
a couple times, not too often.
Yeah,
Pacini's a couple times, not too often.
Yeah. I like 9 Irish because they would have live music on Fridays and Saturdays. And
Scotty's Brew House, I liked a lot. That's not there anymore. That's closed. All over the place.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. A lot of good spots around Purdue's campus for sure. Now they have even more. And I mean, so
that was when I did your segment. I was like, I gotta do this. It was like the first thing that popped in my head of like something that's not like traditional. Like I figured you were gonna guess it was gonna be like a player, and I was like, nah,
well, maybe I'll have to come up with one for you next week. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun. But speaking of one that we left off the list just because I mean we'd be biased and it just wouldn't be fair to everybody. That is one of our sponsors, Mad Mushroom. Mad Mushroom has been serving Boilermakers since 1993. They're located in the heart of West Lafayette, and they're well known as the original home of the cheese sticks. But whenever we visit, we like to sit down and have an ice cold beer while trying out their latest pizza of the month, which Webby, you probably forgot what the pizza of the month is at this point.
I have.
It is the Mad Chili. It's Mad Mush's signature hand-tossed, covered in a house-made chili with onions, jalapenos, mozzarella, and cheddar cheeses, and finished with corn chips starting at just $14 for a large. So next time you're in town, stop in and tell them the Boiler Breakdown sent you for $5 off any order over $20. And any Boiler Breakdown listener or viewer can use the coupon code BREAK5, that's all caps, BREAK5, to claim your discount online at madmushroom.com. Mad Mushroom, feed your head. Sounds like the perfect place to watch the game on Sunday to me, or at least order from there and watch the game maybe in the comfort of your couch. So,
nothing beats chili on a cold day.
No, that's for sure. I think that might be our my wife and I's game day meal Sunday. Maybe some chili. Steve here.
I'll be throwing up.
Yeah, maybe chili's not the best thing because I don't want to get nauseous. And that could be a mess. Steve on YouTube. My youngest brother practically lived at 9 hours.
Is the best. Yeah, I know Tanner's not a fan of the motor oil, or Guinness as he calls it.
Not huge. So
yeah, but me and our good friend.
I like their fish though.
Yeah, we'd go there a lot to watch Irish bands. That was always fun. It would get pretty wild.
I like their fish. And Webby, let everybody know where they can get that hooded sweatshirt you have on, and this sweatshirt I got on right here.
I haven't worn this on the pod yet. It was kind of I felt it was a lucky shirt for a while, and then I kind of lost so much charm. So I was like, I gotta switch things up. But got this from the shop. They've been making hometown apparel since 2011. Started out in their garage, and they've ballooned up to 3 retail locations across the Indianapolis area. One in Carmel, one in Broad Ripple, and then one in downtown Indy. They make awesome stuff for all schools across Indiana, even now Ohio State. This is the one of their new ones they came out with. Super soft. I did not know it was going to be this soft when I got it, but I love it. Got the script, which I'm a sucker for the Purdue script. But it's if you're in town, they just had a sale, 25% off for all Purdue IU stuff to get ready for Sunday. But if you missed that sale, you can go to theshopindy.com, use promo code BREAKDOWN for 25% off your entire order.
Yep. It always hurts my wallet. But
yep, they just came out with I saw that the same Purdue script they have now, just a black. They've had a white one. They just came out with a black and a gray version with this Purdue script that I am going to purchase.
Did I see, or maybe it's upcoming, that they released their Indy 500 stuff already?
I don't know if they've released it yet, but that is
maybe it's come. Maybe they're waiting for the start of the season, which is really.
But that's their big season. They do awesome stuff. They do a ton of stuff for the 500.
Yep.
Actually, they just came out with a new Indy 500 shirt that just says, "Is it May yet?" Oh, they did come out with a few shirts. Doug Bowles is my president. He's the president of the Speedway. Is it May yet? Yeah, they got some really cool stuff going on for that. They just came out with some new hats, both for Purdue IU, called the Legend hat.
I know. I'm gonna have to get one of those hats. I think I got too many hats, but I saw that one. I'm like, I need that.
Yeah, they've got a cool Indiana. It's Pacers. It doesn't say Pacers, but it says Indiana. Blue and gold kind of is they've got some really cool ones from the 80s. The Purdue hat with Dribbling Pete's awesome. They've got cool ones again for the Pacers, for Butler, beanies, all kinds of stuff. So
yep. Go to the shopindy.com, use promo code BREAKDOWN for 25% off, and you will not be disappointed.
Yep.
And
they also just came out with, we forgot to talk about too, they came out with a 2004 Gene Pool shirt from Katie's last year with the basketball with the comb over. That was, I remember
that was a good one.
Kid and absolutely loving that shirt, so I need to get that one too.
Yep, that's a good one. I like that. I like that throwback. So, well, hopefully we won't be disappointed on Sunday. Let's boiler up. POTFH. Beat the Hoosiers.
Boiler up.